I wanted to get my word of comfort. Are we really on track, or we are literally broke as a country?
What are the constraints now as I see it? On one extreme, we have financing constraints because we don't have fiscal space. On the other extreme, we cannot use debt because we don't have adequate headroom for debt. Given that, we have to constrain ourselves to the resources that can be generated right now. And that's where we are.
Treasury has not done what, Treasury has not done what. And almost all those committees, we are making resolutions with some on Treasury, in all those committees. I wanted to get my word of comfort. Are we really on track, or we are literally broke as a country? Thank you, Chair.
Okay, just make that final comment.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, through you, let me say that a country cannot be broke. The other day I was making a joke that we can actually even sell our assets to the next country. The bottom line is that the flow of resources is the issue at the time we need the resources, not the stock of, we can have the wealth. But let me also answer your question, that question in a different way. And because we are Kenyans here, we should not hide our failures. The last 10 years of devolution has not worked very well, because we should see counties actually moving towards self-sustaining, because they are utilizing their relative comparative resource availability and capabilities to generate incomes. But we haven't seen that. So essentially, what we've done is to rely very much on the transfers from the central government. So we need to change this, and this is where we'll have to change from dependent on the treasury has to do this for us to do this. So essentially, it's a way of, it's a development. That's why the bottom-up economic transformation agenda is an agenda, not an economic model. Because we have to understand where did we go wrong. Our own human capital development, our own markets, we have interfered with markets such that you cannot even start economic activity at the county level. The domestic resource mobilization, as you said, and even the tax system itself cannot generate adequate resources because of the design problems. And finally, the point that we are working on is actually how do we move to the fourth industrial revolution with this economic agenda, economic transformation agenda. This is what is going to liberate us in terms of resources. So I'm happy that you have made that comment. But a country cannot be broke. It's the resource timing. So essentially, we have a lot of resources, but the resource flows are quite constraining. What are the constraints now as I see it? On one extreme, we have financing constraints because we don't have fiscal space. On the other extreme, we cannot use debt because we don't have adequate headroom for debt. Given that, we have to constrain ourselves to the resources that can be generated right now. And that's where we are. And I'm sorry, I don't think I have I just wanted to make that point. It may be neutral, but it's in itself, it will be shown that we have a lot of work to do. And we have to make sure that we nurture what we have done. And in the intervening period, you have seen what kind of negative shocks that we have suffered. Those negative shocks not only happen, they even affect households themselves at the household level. We have seen how we have lost a lot of wealth, especially those who are, you can see the animals. We have lost like 2.5 million animals. Those are wealth for the people, for pastoralists and those communities. So it's something that is a short term, but we have to regroup ourselves and ask ourselves, how do we recover the lost wealth? Thank you very much.